All right, so I'm inside Bowler X Pro Shop and Training Center where I haven't been in a while, and we're drilling some balls. And so I decided I'm not really bowling competitive much anymore, but I am going to be going to USBC Open Championships pretty soon. And clearly everything I've done in the past hasn't been working over the last few years. So let's just take a look. Let's take a gander. So I was looking at my fit, and one of the things that I noticed was almost feeling like my hand is forced to go in a certain direction, and my versatility is just not where it was. My versatility used to be where I could do whatever I wanted with a bowling ball, but now as I'm getting older, clearly my hand has changed. So let me walk you through a little bit of what I was, how I test this for myself. But the first thing I wanted you to see was what I do in my process of rechecking my fit. And the first thing we do is we drill a new thumb, and I use the switch grip thumb from Turbo. So then we put the thumb in. I drilled it at the oval that I wanted, and I put lines on the ball straight up and down. And all I want to check is I want to put my thumb in at the angle it's supposed to and just lay my fingers whatever's comfortable. And then my thumb should be able to just come back out. You can see as I'm there, I shouldn't feel rubbing. My thumb should just go in and out with wherever my fingers are laid across. If I'm over here, if I'm at the wrong angle, now my thumb won't come out very easy. If I would have drawn the center line over here rather than where I have it, and I laid my fingers there, now I know that oval's not right. So I drilled the thumb first, lay my fingers across, and then redraw the center line according to where it's supposed to be. Then all I'm looking for is I want to lay my fingers across and just kind of comfort. Don't stretch, don't pull your hand up this way and stretch. You want to have the gap here. You want to see the gap to where, there's still fingers you can go up underneath here, because your hand doesn't sit flat on a bowling ball. That's not how it works. So you're going to have this portion of your palm up over here is going to be what's touching the bowling ball. Anything down here shouldn't be touching the ball. So as you lay your fingers across, you just kind of relax, be able to tap them up and down like this to where you know that's exactly where. And then I look and I put a line about, when I'm looking at my fingers, I want it to be about 1/8 of an inch below my crease for me here. Some people like to go in between this crease and this crease and go in between, which would be about 1/4 of an inch. It depends on the person. For me, I like it to be about 1/8 of an inch below. So when I did that, I redrew my lines, and come to find out, my span got longer than what I was using. So we're gonna try this new one, and we're gonna try to take this out, do reviews, and see how it feels, and I'll kind of fill you guys in on what it looks like and what it feels like. But the whole idea behind checking your fit and everything is just to make sure that you can still do what you want to do with a bowling ball. Don't be afraid to check your fit. Don't be afraid to self-evaluate. Don't be afraid to look at things. Like, look at your flexibility. Are you able to bend your fingers as much as you used to? When you bend your fingers in to try to touch this bottom crease, do you start to feel tension in these ligaments going from one knuckle to the other? Do they start to feel really tight? If so, then you need to start going with more reverse away in your fingers to make it a little bit more comfortable. Same thing with your thumb. If you start bending your thumb inward over here, and you start feeling pain in here in your wrist when you're bending it in and trying to touch across, well, then now you need to use a little bit more reverse, because you're not as flexible as what you used to be. So these things you just kind of have to look at and check periodically, especially as you get older, as you become an older bowler. I know there's people that say, well, I've had the same fit for 15 years, which is probably okay. But if I'm being honest, it's probably wrong. If you're seeing success and you're still striking and you have no issues, don't fix something that's not broken. Anyway, I just wanted to walk y'all through this on what I check when I haven't bowled in a while and what I'm looking for. So hope this helps, and I will, we got some mail, and I'll see you guys later.